Hey world, I need to talk to you guys today. Help me stay up. It's like 2 in the a.m. and I'm on my way home. Sunday Jones in the building. Unique movements. Hope everybody is gonna tune in to hear what I've got to say. Today, I would like to talk about women, females, young women, and keeping your man, or not even keeping your man, but just knowing what the real deal is when it comes to being in relationships or being married or wanting to get married. Mainly, let's talk about marriage. I'm no expert, but I have been in a relationship for 20 years with the same individual and married for 13 years come April. So I have a little bit of experience in the field, in the area. But again, nobody's perfect, so I'm not like a psychiatrist or a somebody that just knows it all. But I do have a little bit of insight. Number one, what I want to say is to those that are inquiring or wanting to get married or wanting to get a proposal or get engaged to someone, a lot of people are never really ready to get married. And the more you, and I can't really speak for a man because I'm not a man, but the more you pressure someone into marriage, the less they probably want to be with you at the end of the day. Nobody wants to be pressured or pushed into something that they're not sure they want to do. And if somebody is not sure, you shouldn't even want them to marry you at the end of the day. Marriage is not about a ring, a dress, a wedding, or any of that. It's about love, holding you down. I got your back, you got my back. I got your back when you're down, you got my back when I'm down. Because if we don't have that, we have absolutely nothing. If somebody can't be with you while you're down, they definitely can't be with you while you're up, and vice versa. So that's a very important piece. Communication is a very important piece, and it gets harder and harder as time goes on because people are consistently changing and evolving in life. So the things that you may have had in common, you may no longer have some of those things in common. You have to find new things to have in common. You have to keep it hot, keep it interesting, keep the momentum going. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. If you're going to forgive your mate, you want to forgive them. You can't say, oh yeah, I forgive you, and then bring up something that they did every time you have an argument. You have to let it go. You can't just keep bringing it up. That means you didn't let it go. You didn't forgive me. You don't have to forget, but if you're going to forgive, you have to forgive and move on. And then if they do something like that again, and that's when you bring up, or not even bring up, you bring up the new situation, not the old situation. But that's when you can have something to say, basically. But please don't keep bringing up that same old thing every time you have an argument about something simple. You bring up something extra that doesn't even have anything to do with the argument at the end of the day. Secondly, babies don't keep men. I think we talked about that on the last episode. Babies do not keep men. So please don't have a baby so he can marry you or be with you for eternity. That does not happen. That is not the case. That is not how you keep a man. A lot of people say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I mean, mean, that's a piece of it. Yeah, he want to eat, but that ain't gonna keep him. Please believe it. Matter of fact, anything you do might not keep him, because men are very simple individuals. They like very simple things, or women are so emotional. They just need a little bit more, or a lot more, if I should say. But if you want to keep a man, just to keep it a buck, you better fuck good, feed him good, and have some fun. You can't be nagging and serious and all of this kind of stuff. It's a time and a place for everything. And find out what your man like. You know, if he like head, give him that if you want to be with him. If he like whatever, you know, that's probably where you want to figure out if this is what you can do. I'm not saying, you know, don't do something that you don't want to do, but you got to compromise somewhere. So if it's some fetishes or whatever that your man like, then you better be trying to do them. And if you're not trying to do them, then you probably need to be trying to move in, because he definitely cheating on your ass. Because he is want to be happy just like you want to be happy. You want diamonds and pearls, and he want head and pussy. I mean, just to keep it real. So, excuse my French, but that just is what it is. And that's a good time if you're trying to get married, to sit down and have those conversations about what you really like, what he really likes, and so you guys can decide if that's something that you can do and something that you can handle. You may not be able to handle some of those things, and you may be able to handle some of those things, but at least you'll know going in. And if you discuss them beforehand, you won't get 3, 4, 5 years in a relationship, and now you want to talk about what you don't like and what you do like. Well, you've already had that conversation, so you give the person the opportunity to know whether or not they can handle what everybody is dishing out. Now, my suggestion is don't invite somebody else into your bedroom. I mean, because if you do, you open up your bedroom to be for other people to come in, you know. But I mean, if that's something that both of you guys like, then that's on you. No judgment here. But if that's not something that you're into, I wouldn't suggest it, because you can't get mad when he still messing with the other person that y'all invited in. You invited him in, you said that it was okay. So, I mean, what can you say? You open up a door and you can't just close it shut right away. You open up the door for the inevitable. Something that you may not have even liked. So, or you may have liked it, I don't know, but you open up the door for sharing, basically, when you do that. So, if you want to share your spouse, then go right ahead. I'm not a sharer. I don't like sharing. Not my cup of tea. But some do. No judgment. Again, men cheat, women cheat. You have to decide for yourself. You know, if you can forgive, forget, and move on. And that's just what that is. But if you forgive, you have to go ahead and move on. You can't just, again, keep bringing that up. And no judgment if you forgive. I have, so, before, you know, just depending on, based on your situation, that doesn't mean keep letting the person dog you out or keep, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever they want to do. But you just have to make that call based on the situation. Because then you got to realize nobody's perfect. Everybody plays a part in every situation. So, especially if you're in a serious relationship. But, just, I don't want to see anybody being pressured into marriage or being in a relationship even because you want a ring. A ring means nothing. I have lost so many rings. It is unreal. So, rings are just not that, I mean, they're just not that important, you know. Yes, it's a sentimental value when you want it and all of that, sentimental reasons, because somebody cares for you, so they thought enough of you to buy you something. That means they want to spend the rest of their lives with you. but it's not about the ring, is what I'm saying. So I have about 3 rings that I wear that my husband has given me, and I switch them out whenever I get ready. So, and I also have an athletic ring that I wear like to work and stuff like that, or if I'm out and about and I just don't want to be doing all that. So I mean, it's not about the ring at the end of the day. It's not about the dress. You're gonna wear that dress uno times, one time. I know that we are raised to, want that pretty dress, fairy tale kind of wedding, but some people can save that money. I mean, if you got it like that, go for what you know and do what you want to do and have that big, fancy, happy wedding. But if you don't have it like that, it's nothing wrong with going to the courthouse and saving that money for a down payment on a house or somewhere for you guys to move and live together, or a honeymoon or something for yourselves. Because you get married for a show for everyone else, but you can save that money and it can benefit you in another way in the long run or the short term. So, think about that. And, just think about those things. Nobody wants to be pressured. Just like you don't want to be pressured into doing anything, into having any sex, or whatever you don't like to be pressured into doing, nobody wants to be pressured into being married. So, and if you got to pressure somebody into doing it, into proposing to you or marrying you, they are not ready to get married. So you're setting yourself up for a relationship full of deceit, lies, miscommunications, and a whole bunch of stuff. So don't do it. Okay? Just be patient and let somebody propose to you that wants you, that wants to be with you and wants to propose to you. You don't need to pressure anyone at all. So, it will behoove you to wait and take what comes to you, what's meant for you, because what's for you is for you. And if it is for you to get married to an individual, it'll happen. You don't need to pressure them. So, and if you feel like you've been with somebody way too long and they just haven't proposed to you, then there's some light going on. And you feel like they haven't proposed and it's been so long, then why not just have a conversation to make sure that, the relationship is going somewhere and you're not just wasting time. I mean, if that's what you really want to get married and that person is not wanting to get married to you, maybe you have to make a decision and move on. But also, I mean, I know it's all, people have religious beliefs and all of those things, and they try to follow the book, the Bible, and all of those things. Some people don't feel like they don't have to get married to be together. And sometimes those relationships work out even better than those that are married. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, even in my own honest opinion, now that I have grown and been with a person for so long and seen relationships come and relationships go, and seen my friends, brothers, cousins, family members, and how they really are, I mean, it may not even be, at the end of the day, meant for people to get married. I guess we need that light. We are here to create. And that's what men do. They create. They procreate. So, but to each his own. I'm not down in anyone's religion or anything like that. I'm just saying that we're going based off of what a religion is telling us to do, and at the end of the day, that may not be what we're supposed to do. So, but I mean, to each his own. I love my wife, I love my husband, and we have been through so much, thick, thin, ups, downs, circles, twists, turns. I mean, I can pretty much say we have been there and done that. Whatever kind of question you have or incident, I have probably been through it. We have probably been through it, worked through it, and we're still standing. So, Marriage is work. It's easy to get into. It's easy to get a ring and say I do, and sign some paperwork. That's like piece of work, piece of cake. That's the easiest part of being married. Staying married, on the other hand, is where the work comes in. You know, it's work on a daily basis because again, everybody is changing, everybody is evolving on a daily basis. Even when you think you know someone, you don't know them because they're changing every day of their lives. We're steady growing every day. So when you think you know a person, you just may not know a person. Communication is key. You have to have that communication. And sometimes, you know, you get in a space where communication goes bad or wrong, or, you know, for some reason you're having a glitch in the relationship and the communication is failing. You have to figure it out. You can't just give up, walk away, and whatever. You have to figure it out. If you want to be in your relationship, you have to figure it out and you have to compromise. That's what it is. Communication, compromising, you have to compromise. It's a give and take situation. There are going to be some things that you like, that he doesn't like, he or she, whatever, that she likes, that he doesn't like, and some of those things are going to have to be compromised. You know? I mean, if you find somebody and you like all the same things, that's great. You know, that's an awesome thing. But it may come to a point where you started out liking all the same things and somebody is changing and evolving and they start to like different things. So in that aspect, you'll still have to compromise. You know, you'll have to compromise some of the things that you like to do some of the things that they like and vice versa. So compromise and communication, you know, you may like to keep house one way and your spouse might like to keep house another way. So in that aspect, you still might have to compromise. And, you know, it's like give a little, take a little, give and take. You got to have trust, honesty. You got to communicate, you know. And don't let other people in your relationship. Like, that is the biggest thing. If I let people in keep stepping in my relationship, I would have never had a relationship. You have to keep people out of your relationships. That includes your parents, your mothers, your fathers, your aunties, your grandmothers, your cousins, sisters. It's nobody's business. What's for you is for you. Who you love is who you love. And nobody can step in between that. And if you start to let people step in between your relationship, you're going to have one. I promise you that. You will not have a relationship. Parents, I don't tell my parents anything. If my husband does something, they the last to know. You know, I keep my business to myself. Because when I forgive him, I'm the one that's forgiving him. Nobody else is forgiving him for whatever, and vice versa. So I don't need, when I forgive him, I need for everybody to forgive him. I don't need nobody else holding a grudge and making him feel some kind of way or whatever. Like, because it's none of your business at the end of the day. You don't pay my bills, you don't hold my back, and you don't have nothing to do with this. You know, because that's who holds me down at the end of the day. That's who really, really knows me at the end of the day. You know, that's who I spend my life with. That's who I wake up with in the morning. That's who I go to sleep with at night. So nobody can tell me anything about my husband because I already know. At the end of the day, if he's doing something, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to know first. I can feel it. My woman's intuition tells me everything that I need to know. I don't need anybody else to step in and tell me anything. Because I listen to my woman's intuition. It tells me the truth every single time. You know, and whatever's in the dark is going to always come to the light on both sides. So I don't need anybody stepping inside of my relationships. I can handle my own relationships. Thank you very much. If I need you, I will call you. But I don't need nobody interfering because it just communicates things, you know. And then when it's all said and done, I'm going to do what I want to do regardless. So I don't need your input. If I need your input, I'll ask for it, you know. And at that time, you know, you can have something to say. But until then, mind your business. Keep people out of your relationships. Friends, family, co-workers, your children, definitely your children can't be in your relationship. Stepchildren, biological children, no children. Definitely your children, your parents, your friends, nobody. Keep your relationship to yourself. That's the most important part. Nobody is in that relationship but the two of you, so nobody else should have anything to say. Point blank, period. So don't do it. Don't invite anybody in. And if somebody trying to step in, cut it off with the quickness. Mind your business. Okay? Mind your business. And don't let nobody disrespect your spouse. So, I just wanted to kick a few little tidbits because those things are very important. And always know that it takes two to do everything. So when you have an argument and you always like you, action causes reaction. So whatever reason somebody is acting the way that they're acting, you did something to trigger that or to cause that. Every action causes a reaction. It's never one person's fault. It's always two. So always look at yourself and try to figure out what you need to fix in order to make it better. You can't always be like you. You gotta be like, what did I do? What part did I play in this happening? And not to say that everything is your fault, but you played a part. Please believe that you played a part. Everybody plays a part. So please don't do the you and the I. Just kind of check yourself. And then you can say, okay, I've checked myself. I went through and figured out what I did. Let me work on that. Because if you can't be like, oh, you got to work on something, but you ain't working on nothing. Everybody got to work on something. So if you can work on something and they can work on something, and then you guys can come together and try to make it work. Because everybody, again, plays a part. No matter what the situation is, it takes two. So it's two in a relationship. There's no I. There's always we. And you have to respect that and remember that. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Any questions or comments, I can rebuttal. If you have any questions about marriage or relationships, I'm open to talk about whatever. It's no shame in my game. So I don't care what people think about me. At the end of the day, I do me because that's how I stay free. I can't be enslaved because I do me. That's how I stay free. I do me. I compromise with my husband. We talk about things. And I try to stay as free as possible. Because I'm not a slave at the end of the day. So, I appreciate you guys listening. I'm home now. I'm going inside. It's time to go to bed. So, it was cool talking with you. Peace and one love. Always keeping it a buck. Unique movements. And I'm out.